This is for Taurus. We're starting off with the Eight of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. It talks about diligent work, mastering a skill, putting in like really dedication, a lot of effort into something. Interesting. We have the Tower card at the bottom of the deck. So a lot of upheavals. But you're walking away from any kind of like emotionally manipulative energies, like wishy-washy energy. And then we have the Six of Swords and the Justice card. Moving on is your justice almost. The Seven of Wands behind that too, gaining a different perspective. It's interesting that I'm picking all of that up. So the cards that came up were Eight of Cups, King of Cups, Seven of Swords, Two of Pentacles. I immediately get walking away from any sort of like emotional self-sabotage, wishy-washiness. This could be internal, this could be external. Any kind of flaky energy, going back and forth on something. But walking away from that. I don't know what that's dealing around. But the Tower card, it feels like something's been unveiled. The Tower card comes out when major change is necessary. 1, 2, 3 on the timer, progress and movement forward. It's like coming down to reality. And having to rebuild from the ground up. 133 is on the timer too. But again, you're moving on. Justice, things turning out in your favor, things being set right, being like karma being at play here. With it coming out in the upright, I feel like it's like going in your favor. And the Six of Swords talks about moving on to calmer waters, moving on to peace, serenity, and refuge. So it feels like there has been a lot of chaotic, and again, I don't know if that's internal or external. And I'm almost getting kind of sort of like father type of energy. I don't know what that is. But emotional like instability. You're walking away from that. And you're kind of like having peace with something. But the Tower card can kind of come out of nowhere too. I don't know. It's kind of like a revelation too. Maybe you're having like a revelation around something. And moving on from it. Finding that peace. Gaining peace with something. And the Empress card at the bottom of the deck. I'm going to stop shuffling. Anything else? This is for Taurus. We have Page of Swords. This can talk about honest conversation, stepping into your authenticity, kind of cutting through any sort of noise, but truth and clarity. But the pages can talk about like conversations, communication. And then we have the Two of Cups, the Wheel of Fortune, the Moon card, and the High Priestess. It feels like things have been like in the subconscious, with the High Priestess and the Moon. It's like a mystery, something almost like hidden. Something being veiled. And the Two of Cups, it can talk about like partnerships, relationships, can talk about soulmate energy. It can also talk about merging from your like physical self to your spiritual self, kind of blending the two and like aligning with your higher self. And the Wheel of Fortune's fate, destiny, things turning in your favor. Again, it feels like a lot of karmic stuff at play. 3, 4, 5 on the timer, again, progress. And it feels like there's a lot of things going on beneath the surface with the High Priestess and the Moon card, but this is trusting your intuition as well, kind of stepping into the unknown. There could be a decision at play. We have Two of Swords, the Empress card, and then the Two of Wands. And this is kind of letting go of the past and stepping out and moving forward, making the decisions for the future. The Two of Swords kind of feels like in between worlds as well with the Two of Wands. So again, 2, 2, 2 could be relevant. Duality, decisions, choices. This can also feel like feeling like you're stuck. But with the Empress coming out, it talks about like nurturing, caring, really being in that like self-worth energy. It's like I don't chase, I attract energy. This can be like motherly energy too. But this is really embodying that abundance, prosperity, self-worth energy. And it feels like, again, being stuck in between two worlds with both of those two decisions. We have the Star card and the Ten of Pentacles. This could be like generational stuff. Ace of Cups too. Ace of Cups can talk about like new beginnings in love or in the heart space that are going to be fulfilling to the heart space. It doesn't have to be like a romantic love. We also have the World card too behind that. And this can talk about like closures and like completions, closing out of cycles, starting new cycles. The Hierophant can talk about like, wow, and the Fool card, very divinely guided here. But this is kind of like starting fresh from like a fresh heart space. The Star card is like healing. And I'm getting kind of like generational healing as well with the Ten of Pentacles here. The Ten of Pentacles can talk about leaving legacies, abundance, prosperity, whatever success means to you, but can talk about generational stuff. And it feels like generational healing. And with the Star card, this can be our hopes or dreams or desires as well. So this could be like you dreaming of like abundance and prosperity as well. Knowing that you deserve it too, with that Empress card coming out. Allowing yourself to open your heart to new opportunities. And then the Ace of Pentacles came out. It feels like there's been like a lot of heaviness, and I feel like there's been a lot of heaviness attached to you that wasn't your heaviness to carry. And the Ace of Pentacles is a divine opportunity for us to grow, for us to nurture, to that Ten of Pentacles. Again, whatever success is to you, whatever your dream is. Five of Pentacles in the reverse. Let go of the burdens. This is like, yeah, and the Ten of Wands came out with the Nine of Swords at the bottom of the deck too. This is like ruminating thoughts, anxieties, fears, concerns. With the Five of Wands here in the reverse, this feels like letting go of anything that's kind of petty. And this can talk about competition. This can talk about conflict, minor conflicts. But you can see here that they're not fighting with swords. It's not kind of like end all be all, win at all cost type of energy. Like they're learning through this. But this is kind of, it feels like with it coming out in the reverse, letting go of that. Letting go of the internal struggle. Letting go of the burdens. The Ten of Wands here, this is like, they're carrying a heavy load, but they're taking it home to harvest, to lay it down. Like they have gathered everything, and now they're about to go lay it down. Things coming in from a different perspective. And then we have Four of Wands, Nine of Cups. Four of Wands can talk about the like finish lines, can talk about the home environment, can talk about marriage. Doesn't have to. I'm not really picking that up here. But then we have the Hanged Man, the Knight of Swords. This is gaining different perspectives and like enlightenment. Can also talk about like putting a pause on something so that you can gain a different perspective. You don't have to rush everything. It's kind of this feeling of like needing to be on edge too. Then we have the Emperor card, the Tower card, and the Seven of Wands coming out. This feels like defensiveness. It also kind of feels like abruptness. Learning to tame that. It kind of feels like, I don't know if like this, like it feels like this is like internal as well. The Emperor is like divine masculine energy, and it feels like when we're in that wounded masculine, we're kind of abrasive, you know, like domineering, controlling. It kind of almost feels like that. It feels like you can be a little bit abrasive. And maybe like healing that. Yeah. Going through the process, opening up your heart again. The Fool card, this is trusting in the universe, taking the risk, taking the leap of faith. The Ace of Swords, this is gaining clarity. This is healing. This is taking a step back, meditating. It's been it's a gradual process, right? To carry your heart. It's a gradual process. But there is action, there's movement forward with both of these knights. But it feels kind of like grounding. You're finding the truth. Finding the truth. I'm about to run out of time. I really hope that resonated. It feels like it's kind of all over the place, but I hope it resonated. If it did, please interact with the buttons. If it didn't, leave it for someone else. If you'd like to book a reading, please check out my website, tapaingadoestarot.com. Please be aware of scammers. There's tons of scammers. Please be aware of scammers. I'm never going to reach out to you and ask you for money. Scammers do that, not me. Only place you can book on my website. Check me out, YT, IG. We're only going to be here till the 5th, I think. I love you. Bye.